All right, I want a big picture recap this whole Iran Israel thing. Israel obviously is moving to try and become a big fish in the world stage. That's what this is all about now, acting as like a world police type of thing with we're going after a problem that was created by our partners over here, Mr. Donald Jackass Trump and the United States government, against the will of the United States people, Congress, and everyone else that actually would vote against this stuff. Now, we're looking at all of this, okay? And it goes from getting rid of the nuclear deal in the first place. This is something that there was no zero reason to do. This is why it's so obvious that it's a plan. There was no reason. What was the negotiation back? There was nothing. It's like the Taliban negotiations for the 5,000 Taliban troops from Guantanamo Bay and setting the timeline of the withdrawal from Afghanistan and basically having it balanced to when Joe Biden took office. There was only so many things he could do to affect what was left after the pullout. And they already set it up like the Trump show. They set it up optically so it looked like it was all Joe Biden's fault. And that's a narrative they've been running with ever since. And that's we still hear over and over again them throwing out the Afghanistan. It's like that atrocious Afghanistan withdrawal, when in fact that was Trump. That was 100% Trump. The timeline was in place when Trump left office. That's just a fact. Basically, Biden extended it. But that's my point with this whole thing. If you look at it deep in each unit and fact check each thing, it's obvious. It's not a debate. It's there. The disgusting part is the willful ignorance not to find it. So if you're following this Israel and Trump partnership thing and the Iran link to this, Iran has always funded the 4-H's. The 4-H's have started how many problems worldwide? That automatically inserts Russia, Iran, and the 4-H groups, Hamas, all of them. Okay, that automatically ties all them in together. Now, having that tied in together makes it easier to understand the reality of the next steps. So you have Russia, Iran. Russia admitted proudly that they landed the biggest transport plane to deliver missing pieces of the nuke mix. They flat out said that. That was Russian state TV. Check me on it. They even showed pictures and satellite pictures of it in Tehran. So they were active in that program, no matter what. They had money invested in that program, which turned around and funded and provided all weapons, hopefully not those weapons, to Hezbollah, all of those people. Okay, you following it so far? That's the setup. And then before October 7th, Benjamin Netanyahu and Donald Jackass Trump had a real estate deal to develop the coastline of Gaza. You know, the land that was owned by other people that they lived happily in when they weren't being shelled. You have them. Well, they already made plans, and they go way back because Benji happens to be, the godfather of Jared. They go way back. There's a lot that ties the families together. So now they're making money off that. There's a development, the Riviera of Gaza. Remember all that shit? Okay. We also know for a fact that every single one of these countries that Donald Jackass has visited since he got into office, there has been land deals, crypto deals, Muscatina's SpaceX or Link, whatever deals. There was a monetary, this came out of it, the $400 million jet that is costing $1 billion of taxpayer money to be retrofitted for 2 years in office so it could be decommissioned and undone. Now, if you install all this software and you have it for years and years and years, Wouldn't it be kind of like the voting software where if you had someone smart enough, you can actually reverse engineer it, find out how it all works, and then have some pretty good secrets of United States intelligence? And if you're really, 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 really good at it and you have the technology and you have all the people in the world to do it, like all the hackers, people who are tied in with, Musk and Facebook and, all of those types of people. If you have all of that information combined, imagine the assets you would have to offer at, say, a garage sale. Now, what if you can get all the personal information of, every single American citizen, bank account information, health information, doctor's information, addresses, voting, all of that information? What if that was put in this pot when you have Trump and you have Benji and you have Putin and you have El Salvador? Blah, blah, blah. How many people at the table could have hands in different pots or pay money for different stuff? See my point? That's the big picture. That's what people need to start thinking about and watching and paying attention to, because this whole Iran dance with blowing up empty facilities that didn't have it didn't have any compounds. There was no radioactive residue. It was cleaned out. Like literally there wasn't a spill as they grabbed it running out from incoming threats. There was none of that. It was cleaned out. No debris. And the claim is that Trump blew up, took out, all of was story number one, and then most of was story number two. And then, well, we missed a couple. I think it's story number 3, 4, and 5. Then it's like, well, we may not have gotten as much as we thought. Story number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, whatever, whatever. The fact of the matter is, it was a show. It was a stunt. And as soon as the evidence of the stunt starts coming out, they have to dance through the bullshit of rewriting the script enough to try and blind their sheeple into believing exactly what they want them to believe, because the next step of the script is something that would piss them off more. So you better make sure they're on your side, right? Like, let's stop a nuclear war or World War III with the coordination with all of the people involved in every step of that potential becoming World War III. And it all starts with getting rid of a treaty that was doing just fine job that didn't need to be gone, with Iran forbidding them to do this, with multiple dozens, if not hundreds, of inspections all year round by countries all over the world, by the treaty. They couldn't do a damn thing about it. There was no reason for that to be undone. Now you tell me why I'm wrong about this script thing. Now you tell me why the Trump show isn't how we shouldn't all be paying attention to this shit. Think about how often you've seen him walk out of the Trump building or out of a plane, and he stops and he waves like there's millions of people waiting for him. Trump, Trump. How many times have you seen that? Nothing's said about it, nothing's done about it. Shh, doesn't mean anything, right? Until those pictures are used with self-generated crowds in front of them. Trump leaves his Trump Tower to thousands of adoring fans across New York. We love Trump. Part of the show. Start paying attention to all that. There was nothing in these bombings and attacks. The tunnels, entrances, and exits were blown up. Not even the facilities in the middle underneath the mountain that would have had active, but didn't, because it was all cleaned out, as was everything else. And the only building that had anything active didn't even have smoke damage, on purpose. Look it all up. Ladies and gentlemen, don't fall for it. Stand unified, stand shoulder to shoulder, and you make sure every time there's a chance for us to raise our voice and take action, we do it. Sign the petitions, demand recounts, everything. Sign up Election Truth Alliance, everything you can do. Do your homework. We can still stop this. Stay diligent, stay educated, be kind. We are all in this together. God bless.